Hello all you wonderful people out there in YouTube land. This is a Texas special, and if you saw yesterday's video, then you know I was able to make it to the 2021 Fall Jamboree Train Show in New Braunfels, Texas. Great show, great railroads on display. I wasn't able to get all the railroads. I think there was an in-scale railroad that I missed. Maybe there might have been one or two other smaller outfits that I missed, but you know, I've got most everybody that was there. As y'all know, if you've been watching the channel for a while, yesterday was the show video. Today is the unboxing and product review. So I'm not going to go to a train show and not spend money. Well, I did in Austin, but I couldn't really find anything I wanted. So as you can see, I have an orange box of happiness, a purple box of happiness, and a blue box of happiness. So let's get into this and see what I was able to get. And this was all for under $200, by the way. Okay, so the first item on deck, we have a gorgeous little Lionel PS2 two-bay hopper car, decorated and lettered for the Detroit, Toledo, and Ironton Railroad. This is a scale car. All three of these items are scale freight cars. Alright, we got the car out of the box, and let me tell you, the detailing on this thing is first rate. Once again, another awesome job from Lionel. Now, full disclosure, this is not a current production run car. This is actually from the 2005-2006 catalog, somewhere in that range. But it is a great car nonetheless. We'll start here at the B end of the car. As you can see, it has rotating bearing caps. I do love that. 100-ton trucks with rotating bearing caps. Trucks are sprung. The couplers and trucks are die-cast metal, and they feature the hidden uncoupling tab. You can manually uncouple them with this tab right here, or that little plate right there is for the magnetic uncoupling feature if you use a remote control track. While we're down here on the underside of the car, very nice hatch detailing on the bottom. And back to the B end of the car, lots of separately applied detailing. You got the handbrake wheel, a little brake chain, all of the requisite piping and the cylinder, the brake cylinder, the air reservoir tank, and the piping between the valve, cylinder, and tanks are all there and all represented wonderfully. We'll come around to the side of the car. Very clear, very legible lettering. You can read everything written on the side of this car. Nice crisp lines and paint separation. Around to the B end, or A end rather, the A end of the car. As you can see, there's no real detailing on the end here, as there wouldn't be. All the brake stuff's on the A end, or on the B end of the car, not the A end, but still lots of good, high quality, separately applied detailing. And a further note, cool feature with this car is that the hatches on the rooftop open. The hatches down below do not, though. Great little car. $45. Alright, next up on deck, this is a MTH Premier boxcar, and we'll pull it out and take a better look at it. Alright, starting at the the A end of the car, you can see you have some nice decoration, some nice detailing. All the lettering is clear and legible. Very good paint separation. You have a separately applied end platform, and the waybill board is cast on. The ladders on the ends are separately applied. You can see it's got the angle cock detail for the air line and of course the air hose. This is an operating die-cast metal coupler and truck as well, and just like the hopper car that we took a look at, it has the hidden uncoupling tab right there underneath the air hose. A little awkward to get to when it's actually on the track. And you also have this plate here that functions the same way for magnetic uncoupling. The trucks are die-cast metal. They do not have the rotating bearing cap. Trucks are sprung. We'll take a look at the underside of the car. Very minimal detailing. You can see some of the brake rigging, the reservoir there, the valve, the air valve here that actually controls the braking, and the piston right here. We'll come around to the B end of the car. It's virtually identical to the A end, only there's a separately applied handbrake wheel and chain. Coming around to the side of the car, you can see very clear paint separation just like on the ends of the car. Again, very well done lettering and decaling. Separately applied rungs on the ladder. Pretty good detailing on the door, all cast on, but then again, you know, this doesn't really have to be all that, you know, intricate. Door does open and close freely. The roof is a typical modern boxcar, no catwalk. Overall, a very good car. This was $30. Alright, now this one here was the showstopper for me. This car was $45. And number one, that's a heck of a price for what this car is. Number two, this is also a first for me on the channel. This is a coil car. My first coil car, I'm gonna need another probably half dozen of these for the railroad that I'd like to build. We'll have a steel company on the railroad that will be rail served. It does exist in real life in Victoria, Texas, but it is not rail served. For my purposes, it will be rail served. But that's a whole separate thing. Let's get this box open and take a look at this car. Alright, let's start with the cool factor, I guess. These coil covers, one piece, does come off. So we'll take a look at that first. So here's the cover. Very good separately applied detailing. Everything, all the labels and all the lettering on the car are very clear and very well executed. Everything is legible. Now the car did come with 4 coils, as you can see here. So if you really want to, you can run the car without a coil cover and just have these dudes floating in here, And if you really want to, you can come back in and yourself and do the actual prototypical wood bracing, or you can throw the coils in and slap the cover on. And there you go. For my purposes, however, the coils will probably be very rarely utilized, and the car will probably just run empty with the coil cover on. So we'll throw that back on, take a little bit closer look at this thing. Alright. This car features die-cast metal trucks and couplers. The couplers do work, as you saw there. You can either operate them with the hidden uncoupling tab, which I think Atlas did a much better job on theirs, not having it as on the same side as the air hose and the angle cock detail. Or you can use this little disc here, line it up with a remote uncoupling track. Well, excuse me. While we're looking at the trucks, these are sprung trucks. No, they're not, but they do have the rotating bearing caps, which I'm a sucker for. Loads and loads of separately applied detailing on the car. Matter of fact, I had one of these cars on my train yesterday. Just like the other cars we've looked at so far, the lettering is very, very well executed. I love the little catwalk that goes around the outside of the car. That is separately applied and very well executed. A friendly warning for anyone who does not have these cars but wants to get them: be very mindful of your finger placement, because I did accidentally pop one end of this panel out of place and had to glue it back. Just not paying attention, because like I said, this is the first one I've ever had, so you know, it's a little bit of a learning curve for me, because I've never handled a car like this with a rather fragile detail right along the edge of where you would normally grab the cars. So coming around here to the B end of the car, I finally got it right the first time. See the standalone, the separately applied handbrake wheel. That's really the only thing that differentiates the A and the B end on this car. I'm going to take the cover off, that way it doesn't fall when I flip the car upside down. It shouldn't, it hasn't yet during handling, but you know, first time for everything, and if it's going to happen, it's going to happen on camera, right? The underside of the car, very minimal detailing, but you can see the air brake reservoir, the air piston, the piping, and the slough tray, whatever you want to call it, where the coils sit, is pretty well executed. It's a little bland, but you know, this is not something that will be seen on a fairly regular basis, so I'll let them make it on the detailing or lack thereof. Overall, this is a great car, and this car was $45, I want to say, which is actually a hell of a price for this car. But that is the unboxing for the unboxing and product review for the show. The next new Braunfels train show will be in April of 2022. You know, unless COVID. But it was a good show. It was a lot of fun. The wife and I and the boy enjoyed it, and hoping we can see y'all there. This was going to be the last show for me in 2021. I'm not planning to be out and about again until February of 2022 for the Greater Houston Train Show, which will be in Pasadena, Texas. And for the first time in a very long time, it will be a 2-day show. It's every year that I can remember up until this year, or up until next year rather, it's been a 1-day show because the city of Stafford would not let the Sand Jack Model Railroad Club book the convention center for the full weekend. But different story in Pasadena. The show's moving to Pasadena, and it'll be a 2-day show. I'm hoping to make it at least one of those days, and I hope I get to see y'all there. Y'all have a great day. Thank y'all for the love and support. Thank y'all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Texas Special out.